What's good, family? You're now tapped in with Past the Ground, where we discuss life beyond the 9 to 5. And today, I got some fall stuff to get into my garden bed. I just topped it off with some compost, so I'm ready to go. We got the bed in line, put in a little row of carrots, and now y'all gonna see me put in the rest of the stuff that we got to get. Let's hop into it. And before I get too far into it, we did some updates with the grapevine along with the muscadine. I want y'all to, take a look at it, tell me what y'all think. We got the muscadine wall. We created a little bit of separation between the area that we use to walk the dog in, let him do his business, and then some separation in where we have, our cottage style-ish gardening area. So let me know what y'all think. Hopefully next year, this will be almost full with muscadine leaves. It does have to reestablish itself because we uprooted it from its previous location over there. But we don't foresee this being a major issue. We think it's gonna snap back real quick. Like it's already trying to establish some of its vines in these areas. It's already wrapping around some of this. We just got to make sure that we train it. We train it and keep it on this trellis. But yeah, again, like we always do, this is a 16 by 50 trellis, 16 foot by 50 inch cattle panel. Yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think. We also made another arch trellis over here for the grapevine. And as it grows out, as it, stretches its wings, we're gonna have it arch over here onto this trellis. Only come probably about 3/4 of the way because we want to make sure it gets some sunlight. But nonetheless, we want a way for us to grab those grapes. Let us know what y'all think. We're just trying to add some more vertical space to grow out here, incorporate some more stuff into the garden. We got one more trellis that we haven't really figured out what we want to do with, but yeah, that's where we are right now. Let's get into that fall garden. So as stated, this is like the beginnings of our fall garden. We're gonna start with this little square right here. This square right here, maybe put in a little bit over in this area. Probably not. I kind of sort of want to, I've got some sweet potatoes over here that are developing their leaves. I know some of y'all might say it's a little bit late. We're gonna try it anyway. All that can happen is it fail, and we know to start them earlier next year. But otherwise, it is what it is. So I did do one line of these mixed carrots. This is like a rainbow assortment of carrots here. Y'all can see here, nice little rainbow assortment. Got a little line here. As they start to sprout up, we'll definitely thin them out. But yeah, that's those carrots. Got some collards. I'm probably gonna put down 2, maybe 3, a row of 3 collards. Probably somewhere in here. The row of collard greens. Botanical interest, if y'all are interested. They do make some of my favorite seeds, if you will. Botanical interest, so. But yeah, it's collards. These are that top bunch 2.0. 70 days, cold tolerant, and you can start to sow them in the end of the summer, which is what I'm doing right now. Next thing up, we got some bunching onions or some scallions. Again, botanical interest. This is another one that we can see end of the summer. Yeah, we'll put those in. And we got some Texas early grano, however you pronounce that. But again, another onion, another bulbing onion. I got some amaranth. I'm not actually planting that right here. I'm gonna put that in by the swing. My wife wants some plants over there, so I figured I'll pull those out and put them by the swing over there. And the last thing that I'm gonna put in this bed needs a little bit of space. These mustard greens right here. Something that we can plant in the end of the summer. Yeah, we haven't had any greens, no brassicas in here or anything. So that's what I'm planting. I gotta get my brassicas in. Gotta make sure the wife can chop up some greens, whether it be turnip greens or collard greens, as y'all saw. Gotta make sure that she got something to work with and say that I was a part of that. So carrots, onions, greens. That's what's going in. Carrots, onions, and greens. All right, so with the carrots right here, I think the next thing that I'm gonna put in, I'm going to put in a row of the mustards. This bed right here, the bed size that we have right here, is a 4x8. The space that we have to work with currently is a 4x4. So I'm gonna put those right here. So we got what, 16 square feet to work with? 16 square feet? Yeah. And this is gonna make me I'll say I'm gonna put the mustards right here. So beside the carrots, we're gonna run carrots right here, and then mustards. How much space does it say it needs? 3 seeds every 4 to 6 inches. Okay, that's not bad. It's not bad. And I guess from there, you thin them out. So 3 seeds every 4 to 6 inches. All right, that's much closer than I thought. So we're on the edge. Here's the edge. There's one spot. Still at 6 inches. You're just gonna eyeball it because I eyeball work. And one right here. 3 seeds. Hopefully mustard is a little. I was thinking it was gonna be a little bit bigger, but it's not. It's small. I want to take a look at the size of mustard seed right here. If y'all don't know, that's all you gotta have. Faith of a mustard seed. That's 3. And honestly, I might have planted these too deep. Let me take a little bit of that away. That's more than 3. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm probably about 6. Dang, it's so hard to get 3. Oh well, that's 4. Man, that's a little bit of faith, huh? It's all the faith you need right there. Faith of a mustard seed. Ooh. Oh, get that word. There we go. All right, it look like about 4 or 5. Definitely gonna have to come through and thin these out in a little bit. There we go, another one with just 3 in it. Most of that probably put in about 4 or 5 of these. Nonetheless, we good. All right, so my plan right here is to do something that spreads out and something that grows vertical or something that grows under the dirt. So we got the under the dirt in the first part with it being the carrots. We got the spread with the mustard greens. And over here, we're gonna put in some onions. I think I'm gonna do these bunching onions because these bunching onions, they probably want it a little bit cooler. They're probably gonna want it to be a little bit cooler. So if I put them right in between the mustards and right in between the mustards and then the collards, they'll have some good shading while they're doing some of that growth. So I'll keep that soil a little bit cooler for them until they get established. And then the weather at that point will be a lot cooler. We'll be seeing some averages of low 80s, high 70s. Be good to go. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for the bunch of onions / scallions. All right, so the ideal spacing, seeds need to be half an inch apart, and they need to be a fourth of an inch away, a fourth of an inch deep. So let's work on that. Half an inch apart. So really, I'm gonna put these probably about an inch apart. Let me see, let me make sure. Let me give them a little bit more space than that. Kind of like rake that out right there. Develop me a little line. This is a line I want to put them on. And then I'll just run this over it when we're done. Hopefully I won't need to really thin these out like that. Bless you. Bless you. So in my hand, I'm kind of just like rolling out a few seeds every inch. We are getting some of those cooler temperatures out here in Texas. I think this week the highest temp that we had was 92, but really we're saying upper 80s. I'm excited for that. What the ladies say, I like that for me. I like that for me. Yeah, there we go. I hope y'all like that for me too. Nonetheless, so we got a bunch of onions in there. Now collards. Collards and turnips. I don't know which one is better. I like both of them. I enjoy both collards and turnips. Let me know what y'all like more in the comments. You like mustards? Mustards. Yeah, I like turnips. I like mustard greens too. Probably turnips at the top, then mustards. I like a combination between the two, like a 50-50 mix of mustard and turnips, and then collards right below that. All right, so space these every 18 to 24 inches, and then the rows needs to have 24 inches between them. Yeah, it is. So with that being said, like I told y'all, this is 4 feet. So I'm gonna sneak in 3. I'm gonna do 3 in here. So it'll be 12 inches from the side, probably about 24 inches from itself. Actually, they're gonna be 12 inches from each other. It is what it is. Fight me in the comments. If we get a little bit smaller collars, it is what it is. But I'm willing to deal with that because I gotta maximize this space a little bit. And only putting down 2, that's not good for me. I don't like that for me. All right. I don't like that for me. That don't work for me. And I'm gonna do 2 a hole. I don't know how likely these are to germinate. If I find that these have a higher germination rate, and I'm just wasting an additional seed that I have to thin, it is what it is. But like I tell y'all, this first year, this is scientific. I'm studying. I'm learning how to do what, when to do what, and what works in my area, my zone, in my garden. So, it's a good time to mess up if I'm gonna mess up. I'd rather do it now than do it later. So got that in. And then last but not least, over here, at least in this area, last but not least, we got the Texas Early grano onion. 110 days. I guess that's short for, seeming a little bit long to me, but so in late summer. I don't know, I guess you plant these if you want like onions in the winter.
And we do?
Yeah, for sure. I'm ripping the packet. Dang. They put some good glue on this one. There we go. All right, the seeds look awfully like the those other ones that we had. All right, so 2 seeds every 4 inches, 12 to 6 inches from the previous row. So as y'all see, we got those 3 right here. And since we halved on that, we can afford to halve on the onions. So 6 inches away from there, and we should be good. All right, every 4 inches. So that means we can go 2 inches from this area. And y'all, I don't want to hear about y'all saying that that's not how the math works here, because that's how it worked for me. There we go. We got 2 every time. Like losing the hose. Like for anybody in the comments, like saying that you can't do that, the people who wrote the instructions, they went in my backyards. I mean, who's to say that this is not the best layout for my backyard? I'm taking a scientific approach right here. And right now my hypothesis is that my garden is slightly different. We can afford 6 inches from the previous row. There we go. Last one right here. Last 2, I mean. We're going to put 3 in for good measure. And just like that, living my life like it's golden. I'm probably going to throw in some basil in the mix, and then some zinnias in here. I like to add some zinnias wherever I can. This is no different. I'm putting some zinnias in right here. Put a little basil in, maybe a marigold seed or 2. And we're gonna go from there. I always like to mix in a little bit of plants. Might even put in some chamomile. For real. The chamomile, a little lettuce in there. If y'all see this right here, this is one of my a chamomile lettuce mix right here. So who knows? Huh? Might put some German chamomile in there. Y'all can see this again, some lettuce, some I forget what it's called. It just slipped my mind, but zinnia, and then not bok choy, Swiss chard. The Swiss chard in there. All right, last thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over here to the swing spot. I'm gonna put down some compost into those little where the cement is, and then I'm gonna put some amaranth down there so my wife can have some beautiful plants on the side of her on the sides of her swing. And then I might find, it's like a vining plant that we have on the edge of the yard. I might uproot some of that and then let it vine around the swing as well to put some more greenery on there. But let's get into it. All right, so the first thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get some of this good compost that we have here. It's good compost, and I'm gonna throw it down in the ground over there. Then I'm gonna put down the seeds. I'm gonna find some of the good vining plants around here. We'll take a look at it. I'll find out where it's coming from, dig it up, and then give it somewhere to vine. Because I really don't want it on the fence over there, but I would like it if it grows over on this. Let me get a big a big shovel. Mm-hmm. It's being dramatic. All right, like I said, we're gonna put in some coral fountain amaranth. So it grows 3 to 5 feet tall. It says that you should put it 12 to 15 inches apart, and spread and thin it out every so often. It says put 3 in one location. I'm just gonna sprinkle like a couple seeds in all around here. The seeds are incredibly tiny, so in hood terms, you just need to put your little handful in around here and then cover it up. Cover it up as you go. It says pressure treated wood, which is why we're not putting any kind of like edibles over here. Could have put like some kind of edibles over here, but well, who knows? Maybe you can eat amaranth, but we not. We aren't. We just want something that looks nice over here. So amaranth on one side. Cover this up. Spray it down with water. Wop, 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 wop. And then if y'all come look over here, this is the area that we have that vine plant in. I'm just gonna find out, where it's coming from, and then I'm gonna replant it over there, and then we're gonna have it wrapping around the swing, and that's gonna be it. All right, let's get it. All right, so on my way over to pull that plant up, I was looking over here because I've been wondering for the longest, like why this plant keeps leaning in this direction, and I'm realizing I can attribute it to the rabbits. While the rabbits don't like the marigolds when they're flowering as such, because they carry that pungent smell, they don't care about it when it's just in this like leafy state, when it's only leaves and stems, and they eat those leaves and those stems. And as you can see, they've been crunching on all of my stems, pulling the plant down, pulling the branches down, as you can, and grabbing what they want from the plant. So I'm gonna trim the bottom of this, not right now, but I'll trim it later and hopefully stop them from coming over here. I do have this marigold staked. As you see how big it is, it does want to droop somewhat, so I do have it staked. But nonetheless, let's get over here and get this plant pulled up. All right, I think I found where it is. It's like right up against here.
Won't be those fit?
Seems like it might have some long roots though. Oh yeah, it does. So what I'm gonna do, I know I stressed the plant out a whole lot. Like fully aware that peel off like any other grass and stuff that we may have in here. So y'all can see, got a couple of runs of this vining plant. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna trim it back some so that we're not overpowering the roots. So as y'all can see with this one, I trimmed it down for the foliage to match, kind of match the roots that I has left. Same thing here. We got this much roots. These 2 roots for that plant. So we'll come through here. Cut that right there. We're gonna leave this right here to be what we put in the ground. Come over here, and it should be good because we keeping like the natural plants, native plants in this environment. So that's kind of cool, right? Everybody talk about protecting the natives. So that's what we're doing here. Protecting those native plants. These vine, we were looking for something that vines. Why not transplant it and put it over here? This will probably do bad for a little bit, but whatever. It'll recover. Pretty sure these kinds of plants recover, and if they don't, we'll just try again. Keep doing it until it works. It's part of the scientific method. Lay it down and press it in. Like I said, it might be rough for a couple of days, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll recover. These plants are pretty, from what I've seen in the yard, they're pretty resourceful. They're going to find a way to make it. All right, that's all I got for today. I'm going to go ahead and water these in, make sure that they're good to go. And I'm going to go in and get out of this heat. Catch y'all on the next one.